Di Google Live di. Alright, greeting from SEGi College Sarawak. Hello everybody. Good afternoon. I hope all the participants today are in a good health. So anyone can tell me where do you guys come from, and then at least we have a small chit chat before we start the webinar sessions. Can anyone say hi at the comment there? Thank you. Yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of people already say hi over there. Hi everyone. Hi Michelle Lee, the Wendy. Hi Mr. Wallace. Okay, so we're going to start in a few more minutes. Yeah. Okay, so my name is Michael, and I will be the moderator for these webinar sessions. And I say thank you to all of you for willing to spend extra hour of your time to participate in this webinar session. Yeah. So before we start, can you please let us know your current location again one more time? I would like to know where do you guys come from, so at least before we start with this webinar. Thank you, everybody. Still waiting for the rest of the people to join our webinar, yeah. Muchas gracias, Samuel. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so we're going to start around 2:05 p.m. Okay, we're still waiting for the rest of the participants to log in. Hello, I've noticed that someone from Putrajaya. Welcome to our webinar as well. Okay, once again, I would like to say thank you for everyone to participate in this webinar series. So today's topic is eSport, the billion-dollar industry. So we're going to start now. So let me share with you all the general content of our topic today. So eSport has been So esports has sustained swift global growth with revenue exceeding 1 billion and spectators of more than 443 million across the world based on Forbes in 2019. Yeah. So what is esport and how do we reap the benefit of this multi-billion dollar industry? So in these sessions we're going to talk about what is esport and how it's going to be very potential to us. And the session will also try to debunk the negative perceptions that may still arise, especially in a conservative society. Yeah. So together with us here today is Mr. Rudy Ujang, the program leader for Faculty of Business, Accountancy and IT. So he has an MBA and Bachelor Degree in Marketing, and on top of that has 7 years experience in education line. So currently a Treasurer General of Sarawak Dayak Graduates Association, and also an avid gamer. So specifically on the FIFA football series on the PlayStation platform. Same goes with this both state and national level. Yeah. So without further much ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Rudy. Over to you, Mr. Rudy.
Right. So thank you, Mr. Michael. Thank you for the
Welcome.
thank you for the greetings, and thank you for having me today. And welcome to our viewers, wherever you're from, to my colleagues, my friends, my mates. Welcome. Hope you all will learn something new today. So today we'll be talking about esports, the billion-dollar industry. So before I go further, I would like to know um, how many of you are aware of esports before today? How many of you are aware of esports before today? So you can put yes or no in the comments section. Yeah? How many of you are aware of esports before this very hour? Right? So you can put your comments on the comment section on this YouTube interface. All right. So before we go further, I believe all of you are logged in into YouTube. So smash the like button that is just below the video here. Right? We want to have as much like as possible. Right. So I'm going to have some slides that I will showcase shortly. So give me a minute. Right. So, okay, I believe the screen is ready. My slides are all ready. Altogether, I have above 70 slides, but don't worry, I won't take much time today. We will try to stick to the given time as much as possible. Right. So, first of all, welcome to SEGi College Sarawak. We are glad to have you in our webinar session today. And our topic, as we mentioned a few times earlier, esports, the billion-dollar industry. Dollar, yeah, not ringgit, no rupiah, not any other currency, but dollar. Right. So just like any other sports, this is our main goal. Glory, awards, honor, prizes, trophy. In sports, well, some would say real sports, in physical sports, no matter what sports we are playing, we always want to win. Why? Because when we win, we picture ourselves being in such, like in this image in front of you here. When you win a tournament, after all the sweats, after all this hard work, you get your trophy, you lift your trophy, you get your medals, and you win your prize money. And this is also the same in esports. right? You can see in this slide, in this image, this image was taken in 2018 from the Counter-Strike, the CSGO competition, right? So just like in the previous image, after winning the tournament, they gather for a picture and they lift up the trophy together, and they have spectators at the back with the lights, with the fireworks at the back. So yes, esports do have the same feeling like regular sports that we play physically, right? The prizes, the pride that we get, the glory that we get, they're all the same. And most importantly, in sports and also in sports, we are driven by passion to win and to be the best, of course. So what is esports? Just like other sports, we are going into a contest. We are playing competitively with another contestant, not against a robot, not against an artificial intelligence or AI, but we are playing competitively with other opponents. In esports, we play competitively and we are utilizing video games technology, right? So if you are playing alone, well, it's not really esports. Maybe you're just training, gearing up yourself into the competitive world of esports. But when you talk esports, when you talk about esports, picture yourself being in a competition. It can be either friendly competition or competition where you are chasing prizes, and your ultimate goal is to be the best and to win. Yeah, the feeling of winning is always the best feeling, and the feeling of losing is always bitter to swallow. So let's go deeper. What are the type of video game genres that is contested in esports? We have multiplayer online battle arena, where you have more than two players coming into a room or server and you fight against each other. We have first person shooter, whereby you try to kill your opponents. We have card games, we have fighting games like Tekken and UFC, or the Universal Fighting Championship games. We have real-time strategy like Dota, Mobile Legends. We have battle royales like PUBG, like Call of Duty. And we also have football simulation games, as introduced by our host today. I myself, I'm an avid gamer, and the only game that I play is part of the football simulation games, which is the FIFA football series. So these are all games that are contested as esports. There are lots of types of games out there, but not all are being contested competitively under esports. So here we look at the famous esport franchises. So these are the brands of esport tournaments that are widely contested around the world. We have League of Legends. We have Dota, I believe in Malaysia and Sarawak. And among students here as well, a lot of them are playing Dota. We have Counter-Strike as well. I myself used to play Counter-Strike when I was in high school. And we have Overwatch, Super Smash Bros. We have StarCraft and also the FIFA World Cup. Yeah. Besides the World Cup that is organized every 4 years, we also have World Cup, Electronic World Cup that is held every year. Here the players also come into a venue. Every year the venue changes and they play among each other to find the winners. Right? And these are the famous tournaments. What I mean by famous is the most followed, and they offer high prize money pools. We have League of Legends World Championship, and then Dota 2 Internationals, the Evolution Championship Series, and Intel Extreme Masters Fighting Game Championships. So let's go further. We will talk about the gaming industry as a whole first. Because esports is under the gaming industry. Esports, one of the branch of the gaming industry. So most of the facts and figures we look today in terms of monetary figures. We will see how much can you make as a gamer or even as an esports athlete or even as a game developer. Right? Let's move on. So what you have in front of you right now, the total global revenue within the games market. So for 2019, the revenue that was generated 152.1 billion dollars, US dollars in 2019, and this represents an increase of 9.6% from 2018, almost 10% increase from the previous year. So you can see the growth is very much vast. And almost half of this 152.1 billion revenue comes from our region here in Asia Pacific. We live in Malaysia. We are living in the Asian continent. So our side of the world contributes almost half of the total gaming revenue at 72.2 billion. Of course, we have other continents providing income as well. We have Europe combined together with Middle East and Africa, providing 34.7 billion. We have the North American market, mostly consisting of the US and Canadian market, quite big for two countries, 39.6 billion. And of course, we have Latin or South America, providing 5.6 billion. So you can see for the global games market alone, the revenue being brought in, the value of 100 over billion. And then this is the expected growth of the revenue. We are now in the year 2020. And for this year, the projected revenue is 164.6 billion. We expect to increase over the next 2 years, reaching 196.0 billion. Some might wonder, right now we are in the midst of the coronavirus or COVID-19 pandemic. Will the industry be able to reach the figure as predicted right in front of you, especially for this year? Well, I believe so. The nature of the industry itself, we make it like this. When you want to buy a game, you do not need to go to any store, to any shop. If you're playing mobile games, you just download them from your App Store, from your Play Store. If, like myself, I'm playing PlayStation 4, I'll just hop on, connect to the internet, and download my games. So, quite rare for us to go to the store and buy our games. With the technology that we have today, we can get our games online. And that's why I believe that the current situation out there will not have much effect on the growth of the gaming industry. And then we break the revenue segment into the types of gaming platforms. We have several types of gaming platforms that you can see here. We'll start with the lowest. Lowest, but still in the billions, are games that are played on browsers, on internet browsers such as Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and also on Internet Explorer. So only 2% of the total revenue, but still over a billion, approximately 3.5 billion. And then we have games that are played on tabs, on your tablets, 3.6 billion. And we have PC games that are purchased as a single application of software at 32.2 billion. And we have console games like PlayStation 4, like the Xbox. This year, we are expecting new unit of PlayStation, PS5 to come out. And then we have the highest segment in terms of revenue for the gaming market, which is games that are played on your smartphone, which is no surprise actually at 54.9 billion, because when you have your phone, you can access your games very, very easily. You can play them anytime, anywhere, as long as you have that connection if you want to play online with your friends, right? The next image that's been shown is the expected growth of each of these segments, right? So we expect the browser PC segment to drop, as you can see, from 2 to 1% in coming years. It's because we expect other platforms to continue to grow, especially smartphone segment, getting more popular, here to play among users. So we expect the growth to continue from this year, 38% to 41% in 2022. Right. So let's have a closer look at our region here in Asia Pacific, which provided 72.2 billion revenue in 2019. So no surprise, we have China at the top, 36.5 billion due to the size of the country itself and the population. And we look at second place, Japan, 19.0 billion. Country that's not that big. They have a population that I believe is not as big as other countries as well, but they're able to generate 19.0 billion in dollars in terms of revenue. Well, the Japanese are very much well known for their technology advancement, especially in the gaming industry. It's sad that the Olympics have to be postponed to next year, because I believe we'll have a great showcase of technology coming up from Japan. But yeah, Japan is well known for Sony. Sony, the developer of the PlayStation series of platform. So no surprise there. Japan at number 2 with 19.0 billion. So we hope Malaysia will be among the top in terms of game venues. Yeah, let's have a closer look for the Malaysian market. So the total game revenues last year for our country, Malaysia, is at 186.7 million. So we are placed at number 21 in the world. So number of gamers that we have, 14.0 million. Are you one of them? If yes, then comment yes. I'm one of the 14.0 million gamers as shown in the statistic here. Okay. So we can look at numbers on the right side of your screen. You Malaysians, about 59%, we watch video content of tips and tricks for games, really on YouTube. Yeah, we try to learn how to play, how to improve our skills. We watch YouTube for tips and also tricks. Then we have platform gamers, what, 59%. Cross-platform gamers, which mean they have PC, they also play mobile games, they also have a PlayStation 4, for example. And about 45% of the gamers owns at least a gaming controller. They do not have the platform or the console itself, but they have at least the controller. So these are some interesting facts for the gaming industry in Malaysia. All right, so let's look at figures specifically for the esports segment. Right? Do take note that gaming and esports are two different things. Gaming, you can become just casual gamer, just play for fun, to fill in your spare time. But when you go into esports, you are playing competitively, you have goals to achieve, you have targets that you want to reach, you have opponents to beat. So this gaming and esports are two different things. So we have to look at the facts and figures for gaming industry. Now let's look at the facts and figures for the esports segment. As for 2019, population of those playing esports around the world is 7,672 over million over the world, including both offline and online. And over half of it consists of online population, those who play esports online. Right? We also have esports competitions that are conducted offline, whereby you have to gather at a venue and you just play among yourself without the internet connection. Doesn't require an internet connection. But in terms of esports awareness, about 1,757.5 million. And the enthusiasts, those who are really into esports, those who can call themselves professional esports athletes. Across the world, we have 201.2 million. And the revenue that were made in 2019, it is indeed over 1 billion. Hence, the title of the webinar today, the Esports, the billion-dollar industry. The revenue of 1,096.1 million. Yeah, this is over a billion. But as you can see down there, the figure is quite small. The annual revenue per enthusiast only $5.45. Not million, but only $5.45. Well, the figure looks small, but in reality, if you're really good, you can earn much, much more, as I will show after this. All right. The annual revenue is quite small because you can see the esports revenue on the second last row. It's being divided by the number of esports enthusiasts, the average. But this $5.45, I believe, doesn't make justice on the actual income that is gained, that is made by an esports athlete nowadays, especially. So we go into the audience. Why do we look into the statistics for audience? Because the more audience that are looking, that are viewing tournament, for example, the more income will be generated in terms of advertisement. And as you can see, for 2019, the total number of audience who watches esports tournament is about 454 million. They either watch on YouTube, on Twitch channel, even on Astro itself. There's a channel that 24 hours showing gaming and also esports tournament. And we expect the number of viewers or audience in 2022 to reach 645 million, right? This figure of audience is very important for sponsors, right? Sports, we have sponsors as well. Either the sponsors of the athletes, sponsors of the esports teams, or the sponsors of the tournament or event themselves. They are looking closely at the number of viewers, whereby they will look, they have a lot of viewers, they will want to advertise more. So this actually, esports is becoming a very good advertisement too. So in terms of revenue, 2019, last year, where we made just above 1 billion, we expect in 2022, we will get almost 1.8 billion, right? So where do these revenues come from? Merchandise and tickets. Sport event, tickets to enter if you want to watch at the arena or at the stadium. Of course, they sell merchandise as well. And then game publisher fees. If you're using a certain game, you need to pay fees to the game developers. Possibly here, the brand investment revenue, media rights, advertising, and sponsorship. Biggest chunk, if you can see within the bar chart here. So for companies out there, for businesses out there, if you are thinking, where should I advertise my brand, my product, my service next? Sports can be a good platform for you to advertise your product, but we'll talk more about that later. And then revenue streams. 2019 is segmented further, as you can see on the screen here. So the biggest amount of money was made from sponsorship, almost half of a billion, sorry. Then we have media rights, advertising, merchandisers, tickets, and game publisher fee, as mentioned in the earlier slides. So sponsorship here shows that for business out there, yes, this is a very good platform that you can take advantage of. While you have lots of viewers and potential for you to advertise your product is very, very wide. And we go into the types of games or esports that are popular in the world. So these are the few ones. The highest one at 347.4 million hours watched is League of Legends. And then we have a few familiar names there, such as Counter-Strike, Dota, and StarCraft, and also Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG. Yeah. Also, we have Fortnite there. So these are the esports games or competitions that are widely watched in terms of hours. And we continue on. We have Call of Duty, Warcraft, the game that I'm playing, FIFA, not bad, at 8.5 million hours. And also we have Dragon Ball Fighters, a fighting game, and also Tekken here, as you can see. For the viewers, not just in terms of number of spectators, but the number of hours, it's getting bigger. So I believe the esports industry still at the growth life cycle. It's still growing in the coming years, and there's a lot of potential that the businesses or individual players can tap into, especially in making money. So let's look more into the top sports of 2019 by total prize pool. Total prize pool means in a tournament how much is being offered as prize money. So number 10, Rainbow Six Siege games. For the whole year, 4.10 million of prizes was being put for contestants. And number 9, we have Arena of Valor, 5.8 million. Call of Duty. Yeah, I have few friends playing this at 6.51 million. So if you are a fan of Call of Duty, last year alone, if we join the series of tournaments, the amount of prizes up for grabs, 6.51 million. And we have other games like Magic the Gathering, 8.89 million. League of Legends, quite famous now, 9.02 million. Overwatch, 9.11 million. Number 5, PUBG, 12.71 million. I predict it will go higher this year and in the coming years. Look at the increase from last year, from the previous year, 2018. 2018, only 7.7 million. Fast forward a year, 12.71 million in terms of prize pool for PUBG. Then Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, CSGO, 21.1 million in 2019, the total prize money. Dota 2, 46.7 million. And the highest, Fortnite, 4.42 million dollars up for grabs for esports athletes who are playing this game. Imagine, you don't need to be number one. Consolation prize might do. Even you can get thousands or hundreds of thousands already for one series, right? So I highlighted the game that I play myself, the FIFA football series under the FIFA World Cup franchise. So this is for year 2020 alone. They are still organizing it. Stay at home and play. So it's quite small for me as you compare with other esport franchises just now. For first place, you will get 40,000 USD. And if you total up all the prize pool shown on the screen here, I don't think it reaches 100K. The prize money for FIFA isn't that big, but the participation is quite a lot because of the passion, because of the interest among players. Sometimes they don't really look at the prize being offered. It's more about the glory, able to call yourself the best in the world. Right? So let's look at top esports athletes from around the world. Yeah. Johan Notel Sunstein, playing Dota 2, 6.8 million in 2019. 0.8 million alone in 2019. Kyle Baga Giersdorf, 3 million playing Fortnite. The highest prize pool, Fortnite. We have Andreas Hochlev, 1.7 million, CSGO. The Faker Sanghyok, Korean, playing League of Legends, making 1.3 million for himself alone. 2019, right? The figure or the amount of money that I show here are prize money alone. Doesn't include sponsorship, image rights, everything. Only prize money. Okay. So imagine the image rights, other sponsorship that they can get, they actually make more than what's being shown on the screen. Effect 1 million playing Shadowverse. Cho Seongju, 808,000 USD, StarCraft 2 player. Eamon Barlow, 804,000, Call of Duty. We have Park Jong-young, PUBG player, 758 USD. Sorry, the match could not be found. And then we have Lee Jae-dong, 642,000, playing StarCraft Brood War. Tony Campbell, Hello, 578,000 US dollar. Right? So quite a number of them are Asians, usually Koreans. So as you can see, we Asians, we also can compete and become among the best in esports in the global arena. How about Malaysians? Yeah, we are being good actually. So we have Chong Ko. Over this one is in ringgit, of course, about 2.2 million. Tu Sun Chuan, above 2 million as well. We have Zheng Yek Nai, almost 3 million. Wong Hock Chuan, almost 3 million as well. And the highest, Chai Yifung, 3.3 million. All of these five top esports earners from Malaysia, they all are playing Dota. So a lot of potential for Dota players, especially among nations. So, you can look, is now the amount of money that's being made by the athletes from all over the world, and they are good at their craft. But how, if you're not good? Like myself, I'm not a good player at all. How can I make money if I want to out of esports? How do you make a career in esports? You become a social media associate, someone to handle the social media for your esports event, your esports team. So given here are the figures and requirements. The figures for amount of money that is being made. The US, of course. But in Malaysia, the industry is just about to grow. So no one is actually doing this yet. So this is something new that you can explore. And we have esports reporter or commentator. Yes, we need commentators or casters, we call them here, to commentate on the games that are being played. Then we have events or product manager. So when you conduct an event, of course, you need an event manager as well. And then we have artists to design your booth and stage for esports events. And we have game tester, quality assurance, QA tester as well, to test whether the games are good to be distributed in the market or not, or maybe they need some improvement. So this is the role of game tester to tell the developer. And we have coach. Yeah, we need coach as well. Just like any other sports outside there, esports need a coach, or better known as analyst, to help the players to be better in their games. Then research moderator. Research moderator here, it's more towards the normal gamers out there, especially trying to get their inputs on setup of the games, trying to get game reviews, trying to find out player experience, the comments from the public or the users who are playing the game. Then we have designer, animator, or motion graphics artists. Yeah, it's useless if you have a very good game, but the design, the graphic, is not really up to your taste. So we need someone who's creative in terms of designing images as well. And then motion capture cleanup artists. So they need to clean animations and process data within games. So within games, when you are playing games, data will be generated. So we need this type of people to help with processing the data. And head of community. Community here means in a game, there will be a community of gamers. So this is part of the interaction between the game developer and the players. So the head of community will act as a liaison person between the community and the game developer to answer questions, to attend to any issues or matters raised by the gamers. So head of community will try to answer and help gamers. Also have games translator or localization coordinator. Try to make the game as local as possible. The game is global, but when we go to different places, different countries, different culture, we try to suit the local context as well. And business strategy associate, someone who's looking at the business side, the marketing, the initiative, the strategies. Also have those designing gear and apparel, merchandisers. Yeah, when you have teams, when you have esports teams, they also use some kind of a uniform, same jersey. So this can be sold as gear and apparel as well. And then you have, in terms of HR, digital media talent recruiter or agent, you have a team and you want to get the best players playing for you, someone who can recruit, who is good in recruiting players from other teams. Composer, in terms of music, yeah, music plays a role also. When you wait for your game to load, quite awkward if you have moments of silence. So most games, if not all games, they have gaming soundtracks or theme songs at the background. Okay. So for businesses out there, how can you leverage on esports? This is specifically for business owners. If we have some who are involved in businesses, owns a company among us today. So how can you leverage on esports? Sponsorship. We need sponsors, especially here in Malaysia and also in Sarawak. So this is the figures that shows the potential that we have sports for businesses who wants to sponsor events or teams or athletes. For example, the first one, 35% increase in viewers of LEC. LEC is the tournament, an esports tournament for League of Legends. So 35% increase, quite a huge increase. So more viewers, more opportunities to advertise. And look, the second one, 70% increase sponsorship deals in 2019 compared to the previous year, the first quarter. And then by 2022, we expect to have 297 million esports enthusiasts. Imagine if you can sponsor an athlete and they're good and they can carry your brand as well as they grow. Right? So how do you go into sponsorship? What should you do? You need to look into three types of fits. Market fit, you're fitting with your audience, and take a look at the whole ecosystem. Right? For market fit, how does the market look like now and in the future? So you need to be able to predict, expect, to anticipate the changes in the esports market in the future. And audience, the important part in any type of sponsorship, the audience, because you want to reach as much as possible. How will the audience be in years to come? And then in the whole esports ecosystem, what's inside the environment? We have the channels, we have the leagues, we have the events, we have the influencers, we have the teams, we have the athletes. How do you take advantage of all of these components within the esport environment? What should you do? Keep track of what games are popular today. Who are the rising stars? Who are the famous athletes in esports today? And in terms of social footprints on social media, how's the followings? In terms of audience trends, which esport tournament has the most audience? And also brand investment, what are your competitors doing in terms of investing, right? So the ecosystem, as you can see, the table below, consists of the games, the pros, the leagues, the influencers, the events, channels, teams, and sponsors. So which of these components of ecosystem can you tackle when you want to look into sponsoring, right? And of course, getting your brands known through esports. The top 5 leagues in terms of sponsorship. The top 3 is League of Legends. 1, 2, and 3 League of Legends, and then we have Watch APL. You can see the top brands that are sponsoring the esports tournament. We have the famous one like Shell, Nike, Kia, Toyota. So it's divided by segment: apparel and retail, hardware, music, oil and gas. Maybe you can look your segment that you're in. Is there any opportunity for you to tap into? So that's it for my presentation. So credit to Forbes, Newzoo, and IndiaEducation.net for the facts and figures that I've just presented to all of you. So let's go into the Q&A session, and I give back the time to our host today, Mr. Michael. So thank you for paying attention and listening. Okay, back to you, Mr. Michael.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy. So thank you for the sharing on the esport. So indeed, esport has been raking up billions of dollars and having burst into the mainstream in recent years, transforming from vibrant niche to a central form of entertainment around the world. So while esport may have once stood for a subset of sport culture, so I think it has grown into a full industry in its own right. So I believe that that shift has been powered by championing from mainstream celebrities like Michael Jordan, Drake, and as well as DJ Marshmello, and an increasing amount of coverage, yeah, from traditional outlets like ESPN, at least in part that breakneck rise of Fortnite. Yeah. So right now we are open these sessions for Q&A. Anyone who has questions, please write on the comments box. Yeah. Any questions from the floor? Okay, so there's a questions given by Mr. Patrick Roy. Let me show you the question first, yeah. So, where does e-gamer go to register to complete online game?
How do you compete online? First of all, you need to be
Yeah.
aware what are the tournaments or competitions, or contests that is going to happen around you. And I believe the organizers, they are very good. They provide Google form links for you to register. And if they require you to pay for participation, they will give you the bank account for you to transfer or to make the payment. So this actually depends on how good the tournament or the event promoters promote their esports tournament, right? I believe the registration is pretty much simple. They will help you. They will give you guidance in registering. Especially now, we cannot go out and play together, so everything has to be online. So they will give you all the help that you need to register online. So wait, how do you know? How do you know? Is there any tournament coming up? Well, in Sarawak here, we have the Sarawak Esports Association. Just follow their page. They are quite active in promoting competitions around Sarawak, and also Malaysia Esports Association. If you wish to play against competitors from all over Malaysia, you can go to that page and be on the look for tournaments that will come in the coming weeks. Yep, I hope that answers the question, Mr. Patrick.
Yeah, I hope it can answer your questions, Mr. Patrick. So questions, another one more questions from Mr. Kimi Edgeway. Do you think Malaysia will be one of the powerhouse for esport in the future? Over to you, Mr. Rudy.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kemi. He's a mate of mine. Uh, he's in the same FIFA team with me, a very good player, 10 times better than me. Right. So, do you think Malaysia will be one of the powerhouse for esports in the future? Right. I think for some games like Counter Strike and Dota, we are there already. We are there already for some games, but for the whole esports industry, I believe so. Why? Because looking at the support from the government, the Youth and Sports Ministry, at federal level, they have a blueprint for esports development, including education, properly educate people or even the youngsters about esports and its potential. And even at state level, our government also is very supportive for the industry itself. So yes, I do believe Malaysia will be one of the powerhouse for the esports industry as a whole. In some games, we are there already. Yeah.
All right, so I believe that has answered your question, Mr. Kemi. Yeah. So next questions from Mr. Chung, Mr. Ivan.
When I watch,
So when he watched the competition for Dota and PUBG, he always hear the voices of commentators. So he wants to know how can he become one of the commentators, in what way or the platform that he need to do.
how, of course, you need to have a very good understanding of the game itself in terms of technicality, especially, right? That's the first part. And secondly, you need to choose your channel. How do you showcase your capability, your ability to be a caster? In esports, we call them caster. Or you need to build it on channel. So normally we use YouTube, and you try to gain followers, you try to create your own followings. And if you're good enough, you have a lot of followers and views, Google or YouTube will pay you. So the step is know your game very well, and then select a good channel, and you need to be good in promoting yourself. Yeah, you need to be good in promoting yourself. It's a shame if you are very good in casting, but no one is listening or looking at you. So you need to be strong in that area, as well. How do you make yourself known? So of course, try to find a way to make yourself viral, especially in social media. Yes, hope that answers your question, Mr. Ivan.
All right. So and then one more question from Mr. Desmond. What kind of businesses can you make out of this market other than open cyber cafe? That's in terms of the business perspective. Yeah, Mr. Rudy, over to you.
Right. What kind of business? You mentioned here cyber cafe. Sadly, cyber cafe, I think it's on the down because most people have their own internet and their own system. So, what are the other businesses that you can venture in terms of esports? Right? So, mostly you can look into service provision. Service provision, like the few career opportunities that I mentioned here, can go into several areas. Even though you're not into gaming, even though you're not playing any games, you can also venture it using certain um, job job platforms. For example, you can provide service such as coaching, not in terms of game, but in terms of mental coaching, for example. Yeah, we gamers, for example, we need counselors. So you can, I'm just giving out ideas here, something that's never been thought of. Gaming counselors to help us to calm down when we play. For example, myself, I'm not very calm when I play. When I'm losing, I tend to throw tantrums. It's good to have someone next to me to try to cool me down, try to motivate me. Yeah, so this is one type of business that you can look into. Never been done before, in Malaysia especially. So it's a new opportunity. Others like you can open a team. You can open a team. And then if you have tournaments, how do you make money? From the prize money. Of course, you need to pay your athletes. And then some portion of the prize money goes into your pocket as well. And also other businesses that you can do, event management. It's already being done here. Event management include you conduct the whole event, you become the MC, create a stage from A to Z. You do everything. So this is one of the business opportunity also for esports. So there are plenty. You just need to be creative. Yeah. Marketing as well, designing of promotional posters, help the esport event to promote. So these are all other types of businesses that is related to esports.
Yeah. So, question from Mr. Dominic here. So, this topic is a very interesting and definitely good potential, but he would like to ask because many parents are worried that their children spend too much time on gaming and may neglect the study. So, how do one mitigate this? Over to you, Mr. Rudy.
Right? So this is in terms of gaming. So we got a lot of such concerns from from the elderly, from the old generation. So this depends on the parents themselves. They should be able to discipline their children. And I also would like to highlight something that I mentioned earlier. The KBS, the Kementerian Belia Sukan, they have a blueprint for esports and gaming, and one of them includes education. So we don't know how far we'll go. Will esports education be part of the school syllabus? It's one of the idea in the blueprint. So through this, I believe this can help to educate the children, the kids especially, how to divide their time and the potential of gaming. Yeah, yes, true. We need to have balance as well. We cannot be too engrossed in games and forgetting our works or even our studies. So there should be balance, and I believe through the KBS effort, their education blueprint, they are trying to address this, and I believe they have ways how they can teach children to spend their time, manage their time wisely if they are into gaming. We'll wait in a few years. How does KBS work together with the Ministry of Education? It is being addressed at the top level as well as we speak.
All right, thank you, Mr. We're going to take one last question from the part viewers today. Okay, so the question is from Mr. Albert here. For Sarawak in general, how serious is our government to invest in the industry? And from the presentation slide, that he noticed that this industry can generate lots of money. So could you elaborate more, Mr. Rudy?
Yes. Right. Thank you, Mr. Albert. Another good friend of mine. Thank you for joining us. Right. How serious is our government? Or Sarawak government, because he's asking about Sarawak in general. They are serious. Even from their body language, when we have esports tournament at Waterfront, at City One, and some other places, it's always the ministers who come and officiate and hang out during the event. And they are working closely with the Sarawak Esports Association that I mentioned just now. One good example is during this MCO, in the early parts of the MCO, the state government, together with the Sarawak Esports Association, they conducted a FIFA tournament with a prize pool of 5,000 ringgit. Prize money, I believe, sponsored. We do not have to pay single cent for registration fee. Open to all Sarawakian. The participation was 256 players, full in days of registering. And the government played important, the ministry, the Youth and Sport Ministry played an important role in making sure that this event happened. And I believe after that, there are about 3 more game tournaments or esports tournaments as follow-up were organized during the MCO as well. So also the Sarawak government is talking much about the digital economy thing, and esports also is one of it. One of the way how you part of the whole digital economy system. Yeah. So yes, our government, I believe, and I perceive, it's very serious in developing this industry, especially for the young people. It's a good way also. It's better you have your young people playing, becoming esports athlete than doing other things that are not healthy.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rudy. So Yeah, I hope that one did answer your question, Mr. Albert. I would like to have one last questions before we proceed with the next things. Yeah. So this one come from Miss Doreen. She would like to ask whether you would like to encourage the children outside there to take e-sport and what age should they be?
If me, I would encourage them if they have the talent. If they have the talent to go far.
Mm-hmm.
Because like myself, I'm a parent, and as a parent who play games, I think I can spot a talent. Lah. I can spot someone who has a future or will just become a casual gamer. If your kids have talent, if they join tournaments, they always win. Yes, you encourage them to go far. They can go to Europe and play and gain money, prize money from tournaments. Yes, so I would encourage them if they have the talent. If they are not that good, well, I will advise them just play casually. Don't be too engrossed. But if they have the talent, I'll push them. What age should they be? Well, from my experience, from my experience, the teenagers in the high school at this age, when they are a bit mature and they have some knowledge, especially in mastering the game, this is the right age for them if they want to go far. Yeah. Like myself, I'm over 30 now, and playing games at night is not really healthy for me. I tend to fall asleep sometimes, but of course, yeah, I'm quite old already. So age also plays a factor. So it's good to start young, and the best is when you're in high school, teenage years. And I hope that answers the question, Madam Robert. Okay, over to you, Mr. Michael.
All right. So thank you, Mr. Rudy, and thank you to all the participants that has attended our webinar sessions this afternoon. So I believe that Mr. Rudy has answered most of the questions over here. So just for your information, yeah, in terms of what SEGi can offer to you is that we are going to have a Mobile Legend tournament starting on the 4th of July in 2020. Okay, so yeah, 4th of July 2020 at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Registrations can be done through the QR code given over there. I'll be sharing to you in a short while. Okay, so you just scan the QR code and you just have to register and then you can join the event on the 4th of July. Okay, so a grand prize of 500 ringgit cash will be given to the winner on this Mobile Legend Stay at Home tournament. Yeah, so just scan the QR code over there and you are just register and then you can join the competitions. Yeah, and you can also follow the Facebook. Just look for SEGi College Sarawak, and their link will be given through the Facebook as well. All right. So to all the participants, please click on the link that I'll scan on the QR code given. Okay, QR code given. So given at the end of the sessions for you to register for your ESET, and you might can win a prize if you are able to answer the quiz in the link given. Yeah. So with this link will be open up to 30 minutes. So I hope you guys register, fill up the form, and then answer the quiz. And there will be one winner selected from anyone who can answer the questions correctly. We already put the link at the comment box as well. Just click on the link through the live chat there. Just click on the link and then you can go to the form given. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much for participating in these webinar sessions. All the best for you guys. The prize will be given once we have selected the winners. So, Mr. Rudy, thank you so much for becoming the speaker for these webinar sessions. So, anything that you would like to say to them?
I would say, if you think you have talent, go for it. If you're like me, casual esports enthusiast, I will just say, let's game responsibly and healthily. Right? If you have the talent, you can go far. Right? And I will say thank you to everyone. We've lended your ears to me today, for listening, for paying attention. Thank you for the questions. I'm sorry I could not answer all your questions, but I hope you get something new today, you get some new insights, and above all, you have a more positive view towards esports. Right? All right, so I would like to say thank you and goodbye, and early Hari Raya wish to those who are celebrating. Okay. Majulah sukan untuk negara. Over to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rudy. All right, thank you.